156 women testified against the USA team doctor Larry Nassar. But the number of young girls who say they were molested continues to rise, including right here in Cincinnati. A local Olympic hopeful is speaking out only to us about the abuse she suffered. At what age do you know you got the goods?
I was playing out in the garden with my dad, and we had these timbers. And they were like 4 or 5 stacked on top of each other. And they were kind of high, and they're 4 inches. And I was just walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
There she is walking on this beam.
And my dad kind of looks over at me, doesn't want to startle me, so he, I guess, walked into my mom.
She was a baby. So I thought, oh my Lord, I'm gonna go tell her mom. So I got up and nonchalantly walked to the end of the house and sprinted into the kitchen.
So she didn't see you?
So she didn't see me, yes. And I went up and told my wife, I said, Denise, look at her.
And he was like, that is so skinny. Like, how is she walking on that?
Her mom walked out there, and then Amanda was just, hi, Mom, and just kept going back and forth.
From that moment on, Amanda Jetter was hooked. She started dancing, then tumbling.
I would run in the gym every day because I loved it so much.
When she was 12, it all changed after she won level 10 gymnastics.
Usually level 9 and level 10 is the highest it goes for USAG until elite gymnastics. Okay. And elite gymnastics is where you go to the Olympics, where you go to the USA Olympic Training Center, where you go to US Classics, US Championships, and then you get to travel the world competing for USA Gymnastics.
And so there Amanda was, 12 years old, barely 13, on Team USA. Practicing 35 to 40 hours a week in Cincinnati and 1 week every month, the Caroli Ranch in Texas, with the best gymnasts in the USA, all competing for their Olympic dreams. The world-famous ranch known for churning out gold medal winners. You remember this famous photo of Bella Caroli holding Carrie Strug. She just won a gold medal in the '96 Olympics. She tore her ankle, but she still nailed that landing. A Hall of Fame coach, a world-famous training facility, all within reach of Amanda Jetter.
So went there and found out it was not anything like I thought it was going to be like.
You thought it was going to be this, it's Olympic training facility. I could imagine,
Yes.
even what I have in my mind is, wow, this is the Olympics you're training. This has to be top notch, state of the art. So what was it?
It was about 20 to 30 minutes into the woods. And then all of a sudden you came up to the US Olympic Training Center in the woods.
They're representing the entire USA, and we were in these little dungeons. It was hot, it was bugs, the toilet didn't flush. This was the best in the USA for over 25 years that won how many gold medals at Olympic Games, and we lived in a summer camp.
Amanda says it wasn't just the surroundings, it was also brutal mentally.
USA Gymnastics hired some pretty mean people, evil people that instilled fear into us. It was, for 4 years, pretty much a miserable experience for me. People see how great it is on TV, winning Olympic gold medals, going out of the country to compete for USA, which is a fantastic experience, but nobody really knows what we had to go through to get those incredible experiences.
And as she was moving up in the ranks, she was winning and making great friends, inching closer and closer to the Olympics when it happened.
I just spoke out with the Larry Nassar case. I decided to come out because it was weighing me down. It was like a weight on my shoulders. I kind of put it down deep inside of me when it happened. And nobody knew, not a teammate, not my parents, not my coach, no one knew, because I thought I was going to look bad. I thought I was gonna never be invited back again if I spoke out, and they wouldn't believe me.
You're a kid.
So I'm a kid. So he is the USA G doctor. And everybody spoke so highly of him. So why are they going to believe me? So I never said one word about it.
Until now. Coming up in 9 minutes, Amanda talks about what went on during his therapy sessions, how he would record them, and also how her dad was involved in videotaping Larry Nassar with his daughter. A few minutes ago, we introduced you to Amanda Jeter, a young gymnast traveling the world with Team USA. She also says she was a victim of Larry Nassar. And you're about to hear from her dad, Jerry. He says he had a weird feeling that she was being abused, and he says he told her coach, Mary Lee Tracy. She says no one ever told her about Amanda or anyone else ever being sexually assaulted. Tonight, we continue with Amanda's story.
Right here it all starts.
Amanda Jeter is a rising star on Team USA. She's 13. She's traveled the world competing. She's hoping that her end game one day is the Olympics. But an injury lands her in the Olympic team doctor's Michigan State office. And that is where her story takes a wrong way turn.
So you had an injury, and that's how you pulled your hamstring.
I tore my hamstring from my butt bone.
And you have to go see the team doctor because he's the Olympic team doctor.
Yes.
And?
So my coach was like, you tore your hamstring, they want you to go see Larry. We're not going to be able to go see him at the ranch, so I'm going to go send you up to Michigan State. And I said, okay. So we drove up there, and he asked to see me alone in the room. He didn't really want my parents in there. And I was like, okay, I trust him. He's the USAG doctor, so I'll go. And I went in there, and he just took advantage of me, and I didn't know how to take it. He asked if he could videotape it. And so, of course, I said yes.
Okay.
I said yes, because
You don't know any better.
Yeah, I don't know any better. So then he walked out and asked my parents if he could videotape something completely different he was doing, the quote-unquote treatment on me.
I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but can you give me an idea of what his treatment was?
He was touching somewhere he shouldn't be. So that's what he videotaped with me first.
Amanda says Larry Nassar never wore gloves. He held his cell phone like he was taking a selfie while he assaulted her. Then he placed it on the counter and continued recording. Then Nassar went into the waiting room, she says, and asked Amanda's dad to record another therapy session that she says, while inappropriate, was not the assault she just encountered.
He says, okay, and he goes, I'm going to give a seminar. And I got a seminar on this exact procedure that only I do. And he goes, would you mind filming it for me? And I was like, okay. I mean, I'm thinking, how do you, I didn't see a video camera. He goes, no, you can use my cell phone. He set her up, he got everything in place, and here I am videotaping this procedure, this therapy. And Trish, I got weirded out. And I don't want to go any further than that, but I got weirded out. I mean, whew. Sorry. This is the hard part. This is the part that's hard to talk about.
I didn't know you were in the room. I didn't know that you were recording. I didn't know. I know Amanda told me that there was a recording. I didn't know that you were the one that was holding it.
Nobody knows, huh? You're getting this first.
Okay.
So it's not something you talk about. Amanda's on the table and he's standing here. My wife was standing over there, so really Denise didn't have a good angle of what I was videotaping. But I didn't need that because I saw what I saw. That's all I needed.
Did it go through your mind? What's he doing? What's he doing?
Of course it did, and that's why I went to Mary Lee. And I said, Mary Lee weirded me out. Everything's done, and we get out to the parking lot. And telling my wife, I said, I feel real uncomfortable. I mean, I'm weirded out by this, Denise. And she's like, why don't you talk to Amanda, Jerry? And I grabbed Amanda's face, and I'm like, Amanda, Did he touch you improperly?
And I said no. I was so in shock. I didn't know what to say.
He just looked at me with the deer in the headlight look. And I looked at her again. I said, it's okay, you can tell me. And she didn't know what to say.
I didn't know what to do. So I couldn't even look my dad in the eye and say no. I just said no and just walked away right away.
This is a little 13-year-old girl that's never even had a boyfriend. And I'm asking her this. And I'm dad.
We left Michigan State. I didn't say one word in the car. The 4 or 5 hours we drove back because I was trying to process everything. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I knew nobody would believe me, or if I did say something, would I not be invited back? Because everything at the ranch was already so horrible. To this day, it still scared me to come out. So I cried and I broke down about it so many times, and nobody knew because I kept it in, and I kept it in so far.
And you saw Larry Nassar one other time.
I saw him a lot. Sexually abuse, one too many times over the 4 years.
That's terrible. That's heartbreaking. You were 13, 14?
A young teenager, yes.
Do you know, that has to be unbelievable. I would think your parents really want to get at him.
I broke my heart to tell my parents.
I bet.
Because I had lied to them before, and I think my dad had an idea when he told me. I didn't look him in the eye and say no, but because I knew it would break their heart just as much as it has been mine for 10, 11 years.
When did you decide to tell your family what was going on?
The trial ended, or it was just beginning, and I went over to my dad's place and I finally told him I was affected. I'm ready to come out now. I'm tired of keeping this inside of me. If nobody else though would have come out, I probably would have went to the grave with this secret because I was so scared of everyone in USA Gymnastics. And thank God for my sister survivors coming forward, because I don't think I would have been strong enough by myself to come forward.
Was that like one of the hardest conversations you ever had in your life with your father?
Yes.
Did you want to kill him?
Yes.
I bet.
I didn't even get my whole story out, and he was like, enough.
I bet.
Enough. I believe you and I love you, but I can't hear this. We need to take the next step, and I'll help you. And I was like, okay.
You heard from her dad say he went to Amanda's coach in Cincinnati, Mary Lee Tracy, right after it happened. I talked to her several times. She says that never happened.
But there are a lot of victims.
There are a lot of victims.
Those victims helped her come forward, because the thing is Larry Nassar targets his victims, and then he forces them to have secrets, and in this case her father too, quite possibly, and secrets have power over you.
And there's a tape of this. And I asked Amanda and I asked Jerry, how do you even function knowing that there's a tape out there? And we get to that in just a moment.
Okay.
That's coming up because this will continue tomorrow night. There's more to this story.
She is brave. It doesn't matter if she's number 1, number 10, or 177. She is brave.
She's brave, and she's strong. She's a strong girl.
And there will be people behind her who feel comfortable sharing their story, their secret, because she shared hers.
I agree.
Yeah, nice job.